Yeah, we're a relatively young institution. We were set up in 2006. And the idea was that we're going to become the reference national center for climate change studies and impacts in Italy. And in a way, we were late in developing such a center in the developed countries, so that we learned pretty much from other people's mistakes. And so we started immediately with the vertically integrated center. So in the same center, in the same network, we have people that are experts of climate models. So we do the scenario and the study of climate variability. And then we apply those things to various application sectors. So we work on agriculture, on forestry, on coastal problems, and then on to economic modeling and policy options and analysis. So we try to integrate all the problem of climate change into one overarching vision.
Yeah. You said other people's mistakes without naming names. What kind of mistakes were made in the early days in dealing with climate change?
Well, in some sense, there weren't really mistakes, but I think that in the early days, the approach was very sectorial. So there was people concentrating on the physical part and then just thinking that their job was simply to take their data and shipping them over to somebody else that would eventually do something with it. We learned that the relation between discipline must be much more tighter than that, especially because we are in some sense in a very special piece in the development of science. I mean, our disciplines have been developed basically according 19th century lines. But what is happening is that society has problems and university have departments, and they don't map on each other. So we have to crush these disciplinary boundaries, and in fact we have to create a new discipline. I think that there is this new concept that is coming in science, that's of convergence of discipline. Is actually happening very quickly in the convergence between genetics and informatics, for instance, into a single discipline. But I think climate change is a converging science, and we have to develop the science of climate change as a single discipline that encompasses physical, agriculture, ecological, economic, social aspects, so that we can have a grasp of the real intensity of this problem.
I mean, could it be because of this divergence of science that the solutions are all out there in different places and we simply don't know about them?
Oh, that would be a very optimistic view. I wish to think that it would be that way. I don't know how it is. In a way, we are learning as we go around, but I think that I expect a lot of positive results from these strong interactions between disciplines, from the ability of people to understand each other. And when I mean people, I mean scientists that are at work, and so they can speak different languages and speak the language of policy, but not of politics, and try to basically analyze the best options so that they can be put on the table of decision makers and they can take informed decisions.
I mean, each time we come to another COP, we hear about our understanding of the problem is getting deeper and greater. Do you think the science is keeping pace with our understanding, or scientific solutions to the problems are keeping pace? I mean, the politics is another thing, and application is another issue, but the science is related to the understanding of the problem.
You know, we have learned a tremendous amount of things about how the climate system works. And if I have just to give you my gut feeling, and of course I don't have any quantified thing, but if I look at the development of climate science and knowledge over 20 years, it's totally astonishing. I mean, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we didn't even dream of the kind of thing that we know now. Nevertheless, a lot remained to be understood. I mean, the problem is really difficult. It's multi-parametric, multi-scale, involves a series of feedbacks between unexpected sectors of our planets, and we keep discovering them. So I'm very pleased with the kind of progress that we have made, but I fully realize that there are a lot to be done yet.
Okay, so from a scientific point of view, there's room for hope, room for optimism.
Oh, absolutely. I think, as I said, I think we have a grasp with the methods. We have confidence in our tools. We have confidence in our people. I think that we're really on the road to making, major breakthrough. In some sense, we've been doing that every year. But I'm really confident that the kind of methodology that we are deploying, the kind of experiments we're setting up are actually very helpful in trying to get a grasp on this problem.